After the pandemic is over and quarantine ends, I feel like yeah, definitely like what Matthew said. There's going to be a new I don't know, new impression of masks. Like I feel like less people would find it weird because I feel like in like Asian countries, like for example Japan or something, they wear masks like frequently. But like in US, it's like really rare to see like people going out with masks. Well, like I feel like now after the pandemic, where everyone was like kind of forced to or like required to wear masks, it's definitely going to be more like normal to wear and more normal to see people wearing it. Hey guys, this is Angela.
Hi, I'm Mitali.
Hi, I'm Matthew.
And my name is Kuval, and this is EarthListening Off Air.
Yep, so we're back with another episode. And if you guys haven't noticed, in our most latest episodes, we have a few new faces on almost every of the new episodes that have been coming out after May. So right today we have a new person, Mitali. She is one of our newly recruited ambassadors. Yay, so welcome. So today we're going to talk about going back to normal. After a whole year of being in quarantine and wearing sweatpants and going on Zoom and muting yourself and turning off our cameras, it's going to be pretty interesting to go back outside and go back to like a normal life again, if we even know what normal is anymore. But yes, that's what we're going to talk about today. So first things first, you guys, how do you guys feel about reopening, the mask mandate being lifted, going outside with no masks if you guys are fully vaccinated? Like, are you guys excited, nervous, dreading to go outside to meet new people, or what are your overall feelings?
I would say I'm extremely excited about this because I hate being like cooped up in like a one place for too long. So I'm like that kind of person that likes going outside, hanging out with people. But like in the back of my head, there will always be this feeling that I need to be cautious when I'm near people because they might not be vaccinated either. So even though I'm vaccinated, I'll still have to wear a mask outside, at least according to my parents.
Yeah, my parents are like, yeah, you need to wear a mask. But even personally for myself, I want to still wear a mask because if I don't wear a mask, I just feel like, I don't know, I feel bare and I feel like I'm not being protected, even though like I already got my vaccinations. But yeah, it's pretty interesting.
I completely agree with both of you, except I personally don't like the idea of opening up because there are still a lot of people who aren't vaxxed and there are a few who are unwilling to get vaxxed. Honestly, I think before we take care of these issues, we really shouldn't open up completely, especially at schools where students are all clumped up together in a small classroom. It's really easy to spread the virus. So, but I do agree with both of you about the wearing the mask part. I personally feel more safe when I have it on.
All I can say about the reopening is it's a lot of people think it's like about time because everyone's just kind of been on edge about we're reopening or not and returning back to your normal lives. And in a sense, this reopening, like it's kind of like it's a mixed bag. It's either, it could be a good thing or a bad thing. But I mean, a lot of people are vaccinated. A lot of people I know personally are vaccinated, and it's nice to go outside when I go for walks with friends or just hanging out like somewhere. I can like take off my mask for once and just like relive like as my last few months here in California. So I do enjoy that part, but I will say that we still have a long way to go, and in regards to fully eliminating COVID and like actually reintegrating ourselves back to normal.
I think, yeah, we definitely bring up some fresh perspectives. Like at one point, I mean, on one hand, it's like really refreshing to finally go outside because like personally, if I'm being honest, like these past few months, my mental health is not that good because I'm just like so tired of this cycle that's going on and on. Just being able to kind of go back to what it was like before, hanging out with people again. That's like a little bit of a breather and like finally out of this like whole loop of this whole thing that's the same thing over and over again. But like, do you guys feel comfortable? Would you guys feel more comfortable if schools made it requirement to get vaccinated, or you guys are like, nah, I feel like most of my classmates would already be vaccinated either way, even if it's like not a requirement at school?
I think schools should make it required to get vaccinated. I know that some people are like against vaccines for, I'm not really sure what reason. I haven't looked into that, but I feel like getting vaccinated is like really important because if like one person develops COVID, it's gonna like mutate with such a large population, and then it will cause even more problems. So like, I mean, I would say just, and I'm assuming most of my classmates will already be vaccinated, they should make vaccines and masks like at the same time a requirement.
I would say that, I mean, a lot, like I said before, a lot of people I know have been vaccinated already, and those who don't want to be vaccinated, like, it's really hard to change their minds. Like once they haven't like sat on their opinion, it's very hard for that to be changed. No matter what we've done, I've seen ads on YouTube all the time. Reasons why you should be vaccinated and blah blah blah. I've seen so many groups, saying get vaccinated, but like their opinion's not changing. So I mean, I won't be like, what are we gonna? How can we change their opinion? So I mean, I don't know. I don't really think we should force it because it's not really gonna do anything, regardless of what we try to do.
I kind of agree with Kuval because if you make it a requirement, like those that hold their ground, like you can't do anything about it. Personally, I think that if they don't want to get vaxxed, they want to take the risk of catching COVID and dying, then like that's their problem. Because if we're vaxxed, then we probably won't die or even catch COVID. And if they choose to do so, that's their problem. That's not ours.
I agree with what both of you guys are saying. I definitely see Kuval's point. It's like, because some people also like can have an allergic reaction to that. Maybe that's why their parents aren't letting their kids get vaccinated or something, because they might be already allergic to something or had a bad reaction to past vaccines.
So like, since we're going back to normal, I feel like some of the like norms that we had before might be different. So now that the country or like the state, I don't know, anything is opening up, stores are opening up, what do you guys think should change? So like for the normal, like what is normal now? Like in terms of post-pandemic, is there going to be any new different rules that you guys are personally going to follow, or on a bigger level, do you guys think there's some new rules that the state or country is going to follow? Like if you're sick, you have to wear a mask, or any other like things that are going to be implemented as the normal, like you have to do it after the pandemic?
Well, one thing that I think is going to change drastically is the opinion about masks. Because I don't know if you guys have this experience, but I recall when I was in school, like if you wear a mask, people would assume that, oh, you're sick, and like they would try to send you home. But in fact, sometimes you're just trying to protect yourself because you could hear other people around you coughing. Like you want to protect yourself. So I think after this pandemic, if you wear a mask, people won't be like, oh, you're sick, you need to go home. They think that, oh, he's being cautious. So I think that's like a big thing that's going to change.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like, yeah, like just after the pandemic is over and quarantine ends, I feel like yeah, definitely like what Matthew said, there's going to be a new, like, I don't know, new impression of masks. Like I feel like less people would find it weird, because I feel like in like Asian countries, like for example Japan or something, they wear masks like frequently, but like in US it's like really rare to see like people going out with masks. Well, like I feel like now after the pandemic, where everyone was like kind of forced to or like required to wear masks, it's definitely going to be more like normal to wear, and more normal to see people wearing it. Do you guys think like after the pandemic is over and then you just hear people like coughing really hard or like sneezing really bad or like doing something really bad, would that like trigger some sort of like ooh or like some sort of like bad response from you guys?
Yeah, people are gonna get a little bit concerned, and they might step away or walk away or something. But anyways, I think like going back to the mask thing, I feel like the effect is gonna expand beyond like just like masks. Like for example, like a simple visit to the doctor, getting your physical or something. I feel like that's gonna change, like also because because of the pandemic and everything, they might have more regulations or a little bit more something, some little things that might change here and there somewhere. I feel like that might also change because of the pandemic, after the lessons we learned and all the other changes that have been caused because of the pandemic.
Let's say somebody's like coughing or sneezing around me in any public place, I would definitely consider the thought that they might have COVID, and like Kuval said, maybe move away. It's just kind of built in now, because like you've been in so many public places during the pandemic, like grocery stores and stuff, and like soon after, because like there's one store in my area that we went to, I forget whether it was like Target or Lowe's, I'm not really sure, but somebody had COVID there and they were like transmitting it all around the place. And then my mom was in the store the same day, and then she came out of it. Luckily, she like didn't have COVID, but after she realized that was the store where people were like spreading around their germs and stuff, she immediately decided that we all get tested. And luckily we came negative.
Do you guys personally, on a personal level, do you guys think your socializing level, capability, skills decrease, increase, got better, or like just stay the same? Or like, are you guys awkward around people? Because I know like yesterday I went to my school to get my senior picture taken because Matthew and I are already gonna be seniors. Oh my gosh, okay, but anyways. And then I don't know, it just felt weird to see some of my classmates there. And I'm just like, okay. And I'm just sitting by myself and it's kind of awkward because I hadn't like, there was no like, my friends didn't go at the same time as I did. So like, yeah, just sitting there. So I feel like with my friends, for me, my socializing skills are like the same. But really, it kind of is a little bit weird seeing like people who I haven't seen in like more than a year. But what about you guys?
Angela, you're absolutely right on that. I mean, you haven't met a lot of these people in like over a year. It's been since last March since you see these people and you meet them. You're just like, oh, hey, how's it going? How have you been like this past year and a half? It's kind of weird, when you pull up to them and you just see these people that you haven't met in so long. So there's definitely that awkwardness there, and you can see that in a lot of people have become a lot closer to like the people they've talked most at school over the pandemic. So in those aspects, yeah, I mean, their social skills have strengthened there, but like for other people in like a more like larger area, I think everyone like might have been affected, and everyone's skills might have like weakened a little bit because it's been a really long time since we've all been like in such like a large area and with a lot of people.
Actually, I want to kind of go off about that. Like I've seen like TikTok videos or like just little mini videos on Instagram saying like quarantine made them realize who their real friends are, because like their friend group literally shrunk down to only like literally one person or two people at most. But did that happen to you guys? Were you guys still able to connect with all your friends, or just some of your friends, or no friends at all? What about you guys?
Before, like when school was there and stuff, we used to meet our friends in school, plus we would like go outside and hang out with each other. My friend group has narrowed a lot. Like I have a few, like 2 or 3 friends that live in my neighborhood or like 2 minutes away from me. So I can just walk to their house, or like my mom can drop me really quickly. So I've become closer with those friends. Everyone else I haven't talked to at all. I kind of just left them. Well, not really left them. We're still friends. It's just we only interact over like text and stuff.
Well, for me, I don't think I'm affected at all because my friend group doesn't really like, hang out or like, because we all have sports. We all do sports. So like, we're all kind of busy. So occasionally, like once or twice in a week, we text each other in our group chat. So I don't think it has changed. Actually, I think we actually text each other more frequently now ever since the pandemic. So, and yeah, I don't talk to other people because like I don't know them at all. So I honestly think I remain the same relationships, like where I'm still close to my friends.
Actually, I'm happy to disagree with Matthew there. I had a lot of friends with me who we were all in the same sport, cross country, and we used to work out together like at least 3 times a week, and we used to do that during the pandemic. So my friends grew even stronger during the pandemic with my close ones, and it's all about choosing the right friends and getting those relationships going, working together working with each other to help survive the pandemic. Yeah.
You can see who you're targeting, Kuval.
Yeah, I mean, I had like different friend groups. Like one was like the library. Like I would walk to the Cerritos library after school. It was really close to my high school. And then I had like a group of friends for the library time. And then I had like my like friends since middle school that I hang out like during school and then during lunch. But then she had to like leave for like her sport and stuff like that. And then I had my like friend group from my sport, which is badminton. So I had like different friend groups, and then like during quarantine, it literally narrowed down to only 2 people frequently texting or like calling, hanging out, stuff like that, 2 to 3. But yeah, so I definitely feel like quarantine definitely highlighted like quality over quantity. Like I feel like that's a definite thing that happened. And also I think, yeah, as much as like we probably lost some contact with a lot of people, it also showed us that we could build stronger bonds with other people, or like increase a little bit of communication with the people that we really care about in our lives. Yeah, also on another aspect of more like school based, I know for like Matthew and I, because we go to the same high school, we're going back to school senior year, most likely like 99% sure. But what about Kuval and Mitali? Because Kuval's going off to college.
I'm gonna go to in-person school as well, like you guys. I'll be a junior, so it'll be my worst year.
Good luck on that.
Thanks. Sorry, also I want to add to your aspect of, or like your point about like socializing with a certain group of people when COVID started. I feel like it'll also be easier like once we go back to school, or like we're like going out and our lives are like completely normal before the pandemic happened. It'll be somewhat easier to socialize with other people because they've gone through the same thing that you have, so you can maybe talk about it, and that's one thing you have in common immediately.
Yeah, that's pretty true. Like you automatically have like a conversation starter.
For me, for example, classes that have 50 or more people, they're going to be online, but like most classes for my college are like 30 or less, so that's not really gonna be much of an issue. So I'm basically mostly in person. You know, I'm gonna move in with everyone else late August, so I mean, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh wait, what school are you going to again? Cool.
I'm going to American University. It's in DC, and I
DC.
head out on August 25th. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. Are you ready to like go off to college, or are you gonna be sad? Are you excited?
Well, the only thing I'm gonna miss here is the people, because you know I gotta establish all these good relationships with everyone, and you know I made some really good memories in MUN, cross country, Cerritos High School in general, and so yeah, I'm gonna really miss the people. But I mean, at some time we all have to go our separate ways. So I'm really looking forward to the new step in my life.
Good attitude. Good attitude.
For the school issue, do you think they should have made it hybrid, or like at least have had the option? Because I personally don't want to go back to school in person, because I don't feel safe around people, because I don't know if they're vaccinated or not. And I also enjoy staying at home, not getting up early, and you know, just a click away from school.
My school actually has an option, but not a lot of people are going to be virtual. So like everybody that I know from my school that I'm not really friends with them, but like I'm in touch with them over like Instagram and stuff. They're all putting polls up on their stories like, are you going in person or are you going to stay at home? And like a lot of the polls results are like 99% is going to school, and like very few people are going to stay at home and do school. So our school has an option, which is good.
Oh, wait, so for your school, is it like all virtual option and hybrid, or is it just virtual and full back to school?
I'm pretty sure it's just completely back to school or completely virtual. We don't have hybrid.
Oh, I mean, I think for us it's completely like in person. There's no virtual option, is there? Yeah.
I don't think so. Going back to what Matthew said about, you know, not wanting to go back in person, you know, he got all the unpopular opinions. I mean, most people I talk to, they're really excited going back to school next year, the aspiring seniors, you know, I mean, they kind of, you know, hated being at home, and they actually want to get out there. But, you know, actually the other day I was like going to my friends to get Chick-fil-A, and I was listening to the news, and they were talking about how like some kids, like they actually like virtual school more than in person. It's kind of weird. I mean, it makes you think like, you know, should the school offer like an in-person, a virtual like experience, like even if COVID never existed? You know, it makes you really wonder if that option should be given, or if that option should be given to students. Because I mean, some people like it more than others. I mean, it's personal preference, and whatever, you know, makes you learn better. I think you should have that option.
Okay, well, that concludes the end of our podcast. Make sure, we're having our jewelry fundraiser, so go DM us if you want to buy some very nice handmade jewelry collab with Euphoria Purely, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Thanks for listening. Check us out on Instagram at EarthLinking Official. Check out our website on Instagram located in the link in our bio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at EarthLinking Team. Donate to our GoFundMe located in the description box below. This is EarthListening. See you in the next episode.